Hi, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create what's called a magnifying glass using Smart Notebook. This creates a fun little interactive activity that you can actually use in many different ways. The example I'm going to show you was created for the book Gingerbread Friends by Jan Brett. It's kind of hard to see the screen from this view, so I'm going to go to the full screen view. And as you can see, it's still difficult to see. So I'm going to click down here where it says entire page. And that way you can see all the items on the slide. So I've got my magnifying glass right here. And as I drag it over to the character box, the characters from Gingerbread Friends are revealed. Likewise, I can move the magnifying glass over here to the setting box and discover what the setting of the story is. And then I can get a little short description of the plot. So as you can see, the magnifying glass is a fun way for hidden messages, text, or shapes to be revealed. So I'm going to show you how to create this activity on your own. So I'm going to get out of full screen mode and I'm going to add a fresh page. I'm going to create a really simple example of this activity first. All right, so the first thing you want to have is you want to decide where you want your text to be hidden. So you can hide the text on the background of your slide itself, but you just want to make sure the text is the same color as the background of your slide so that it will not be revealed until you move your magnifying glass over it. But what I'm going to do is, for this example, I'm just going to add a shape. And I'm going to hide a message on this shape. Now, as you can see, my cursor still has that little crisscross shape, which means I can only make hearts until I come over here and click the arrow button. Now, time for me to add my message here on top of the heart. So I need a text box. So I want it to be I love books. I want to make sure, I would like it to be centered. I think it'd look better that way. There we go. Now I don't want the students to be able to see my secret message without the magnifying glass. So I need to change the color of the letters to the same color of the heart. This may potentially be tricky depending on whether this pink matches the pink of the heart. We'll see. And it does. Yay. So, and I do not want my students to be able to move around the text or the heart. And you can see my little cursor is still kind of almost like a little letter I, because the only thing I can do is make text boxes. So I need to come back up here and click the arrow. Pardon me. Now I am going to click and drag across these items because I want to select them both. And then I'm going to right click. And this is the same menu you get as when you click on this little down arrow button here for each item. But I right clicked because I want to lock these two items in place, the text box and the heart, all in one step. So I'm going to lock in place. So I don't have to worry about the students editing the text by accident when they come up to the smart board or moving the heart around. Now it's time for me to make my magnifying glass. It's very simple. I'm just going to use two different shapes, a circle and a rectangle. So I'm going to make my circle first. And I need a rectangle for a handle. And so I can not make any more rectangles. I need to go back up here and click my pointer. And I'm just going to adjust these until they're the exact way I want them. And I'd kind of like my handle to be a color. So I go over here to properties and play around with the colors. Let's see what the patterns are. There's some fun little pattern options. I think this would be fun, polka dots. But I don't want so much gray. I'd kind of like a different color. Let's see what it'll let me do. I'm gonna click foreground color. Right now it's set to black. Let's say I want it to be red. Oh, that's much more fun. And I think I'm also going to make the line red as well. That's a lot more fun than just plain black and white. And I'm going to play with my circle as well. I went to the little drop down menu. I'm going all the way down to properties. And I think I want the line here to be red to match the handle. Isn't that cute? Now, right now my circle is empty and I have to put a fill color in it to be able to reveal the secret text. So I'm going to fill it with white. Oh no, I don't want to make my line white. I want to make the fill white. So I'm going to keep that red. Let me go up here to fill effects. It's very important that you give it a solid fill. And for the text to appear clearly, I'm going to, oh, you know what? I'm thinking in my head, the text is pink. It'd probably be better if I chose a darker color. Red bleeds a bit, so I'm going to say I'm not the biggest fan of a black lensed magnifying glass, but hey, if it reveals the letters, makes it easy to read, it'll be okay. Oh, no, I don't want that. Sorry about that. Black, please. All right. We've got our magnifying glass, and I want my rectangle and circle to operate together as one item. So what I did is I clicked and dragged until both the rectangle and the circle were selected. Now I'm going to click the right click button on my mouse, and I'm going to go over here to group and click group. And those of you who like control options, a control G will group these objects. And I kind of want to have my handle tilted on a diagonal. I think it looks a little nicer and it's a little easier for the kids to manipulate. Now I want the students to be able to move this around without accidentally making it big or making any changes to it. So I'm getting ready to lock it. But first, I need to make sure that this is all going to work. That when I move my magnifying glass over the heart, that it will reveal my secret message. Well, watch what happens when I do it right now. No secret message. And here's why. When you add items to your slide, you're adding a layer. My first layer is the heart, so it's on the bottom. My next item that I added was the text box, so it's the second layer. And my top layer is my magnifying glass because I added it last. I need to make my magnifying glass the second layer. It needs to be between the heart and the text. So I'm going to go over here to this drop down menu, and you can right click as well. And I'm going to go down here to order, and I want to send not to the back. I don't want to send it all the way to the back. I'm just going to send it backwards. So it sends it backward one layer. And now let's test and see if it'll work. And there is my secret message. So now that I know it works, I'm going to go to lock and allow move. And now I can have students come and reveal the secret message. That was the magnifying glass on Smart Notebook.